Greetings, and welcome to another stream. It's time to pick up where we left off. And by left off, I mean, I actually continued some more of Yomu's story off screen because I thought that I was genuinely soft-locked in that area. And I thought that... Excuse me. I thought that... Oh, Kid Arisu, thank you for the follow. And welcome, everyone. I genuinely thought that area I was stuck in with the boss, I thought he was a super boss that I couldn't beat, but no. Literally all I had to do was use one of Yomu's skills, and it just like two-shots him. Chaos Waterfall or something like that. I didn't know you streamed? Yeah, well, this was actually something that I picked up starting last year, so it's a more recent thing for me. But yeah, hey Arisu. How's it been? I haven't talked to you in a while. And how's everyone doing today? I'm doing okay, I guess. I'm doing alright. Hope the rest of the crew is doing good. That's nice. I mean, people seem to be doing fine right now. 2020, admittedly, 2026 is off to a bit of a rough start so far, but I don't know. Can only go up from here. I was supposed to be working today, but my appointments are not until 5 p.m. Oh, dang! Really? Interesting. Okay. So, can we talk about how Sony is just making movies now? Like, Sony's not helping with their... Sony's not at all helping with the movies allegations. Also, hi, Zeno. Look at this. Sony has patented a new technology that would see PlayStation games play themselves with the help of AI. And I did read the article that it says that like what they want to do is make a mode where you can either have the AI show you the solution to a puzzle, or they just play it out themselves, which is like, yeah, fuck that shit. Anyway, can we ban the brain rot number in the Discord? You know what? Let me go see how I do that. Let me see that. This is literally the Luigi assist, but now it's for every PlayStation game instead of just one game. I'm so glad I got a 4060 last year. I ain't never going back to PS. Legit, I think PS5 is gonna be my last PlayStation console. I just don't see myself playing these anymore. Like, I already barely use the PS5 as is. And none of the exclusives really talk to me, so I only really use it for special cases where it's like where a PC port is so bad that I can't be bothered and just play it on console instead. Case in point, Monster Hunter Wilds. Oh yeah, can you believe that the PS6 was supposed to be revealed around this time or 2027? I'm like, that would have been the PS5 era does not feel real at all. Because think about it, really. For the first couple years of the PS5's lifespan, people could barely get it because it was during the pandemic, and like supplies were a lot more limited than before. So it was hard for people to get the console in its first few years. It was only really until like 2023 where they started becoming more accessible. But then you have the other problem where PS5 doesn't have any games. Only PS games I'm probably going to still get are Trails Limited Editions. Yeah, that makes sense. For me, probably just Trails, because I've already gotten so far with like getting Trails games on console that I might as well keep at it. And like, also the PS5 doesn't even feel like that much bigger of a powerhouse compared to the PS4. Like, graphics can't get that much better. So I really don't know what they're trying to go for here. This era has just been so bad for Sony. Back in 2020, I had high hopes for PS5. See, I thought the PS5 would be doing something crazier, but no, reality hit us, and the PS5 is just a really expensive dust collector. I only got it for Final Fantasy, and they all winded up on everything anyway. Yeah, same. The reason originally I got my PS5 for Final Fantasy 16. Like, I got that, Spider-Man 2, Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth. All of those were PS5 exclusives at the start. And then like a year later, all of those just end up going onto PC, Xbox. So it's like, what's the point? And they're even getting on Switch too. So like, what a washed console, dude. What a washed console. Also, I think I found the worst video ever on Twitter. Guys, we gotta stop with these Charlie Kirk memes. These are so cursed. We gotta kill TikTok. I usually use my PS5 as my main streaming source for a capture card to save on PC resources. Not even 2026. Leave him in 2025. We've had enough of him. We've had enough. Besides that, I also got this really cursed out of context screenshot from Fates. Yeah, 2025. Gotcha. Isn't Rebirth supposed to be a PS5 exclusive? What? Keyword. Here's the thing, Smasa. It was. At least for its first year, but it's been on PC for a while now. You forfeited your milk. It's even more Christopher Zero over there. Sounds like how Cage was an Epic exclusive. Yeah, for like all those years until Cage finally got on Steam. But by the way, it really says something when there were like news outlets and people finally saying that Kingdom Hearts finally came to PC when it got on Steam, because nobody gives a shit about Epic Game Store. I don't know if Part 3 will be exclusive for a year or not, but if it's not, I'm not getting it on PC. I'm getting it on PC day one. I have a feeling it's gonna be. I have a feeling it's only gonna be like a timed exclusive for a bit. So I would probably just wait until it's on PC, because it's like, if you're not using a PS5 or anything else, why bother? Also, Freddy XX has a Girl in the Gauntlet reference. It does, and so does this new game that's coming out. This new Mega Man X inspired side-scrolling action roguelike game called Super Alloy Crush. So yeah, Noah sent me this earlier. I got a look at it, and this looks really fun. And look, there's the Giga Drill Break reference right there. Looks cool. I see there's 2 players, and of course it's a roguelike, because everything's got to be a roguelike these days. Speaking of which, y'all ready for Horizons? Oh yeah, Horizons next week. I can't wait for all the new fans to finally hop on that game. Like, I feel bad for the people who were waiting for it last year, but it couldn't get to play it because Nisa had to delay it for the Switch 2 version. But you know what? At least it's finally gonna be here, and you know, we're not getting Kai 2 for a bit, so at least for the time being, everyone will be fully caught up to Trails. And watch it be broken at launch. Oh, don't worry. They'll find a way to break it. I'm up here. Come. I feel like Kai 2 will be worldwide. At this rate, it could be the first trail. It could be the first mainline Trails game that we get worldwide that's not a remake. Like, I'm glad that Sky First and Second are worldwide, because it's like, it makes it so much easier to recommend to people, because now we can all be part of the hype cycle together. Alright, here's the boss, Pandemonium. So anyway, this is the skill I was talking about that helped me beat that super boss, Chaos Flower Fall. It's really strong. Alright, so let's put you to sleep. Go to sleep, bitch. He's not sleeping. If anything, I can't see Skyford being 2027, but rather 2028. To be honest, I would rather it be 2028 for the sake of, just for the sake of like Kai 2 finally coming out in English. And also, it just makes more sense to release Sky Second first, since Sky First ends on a cliffhanger. What is that abomination? That's Nightmare Fuel Roll. Wait. Oh, fuck. Can I revive you this way? Oh, I can. And I'm dead. Come on, get back up, Yomu. You're not done yet. Yeah. Let's have his Castalia. I'm just gonna keep Yomu healed up until while she uses that while she charges that attack. I'm not ready for the community's reaction to Kai. They are not ready for what's about to come in this game. If Kai 2 isn't worldwide, a lot of people, including myself, are going to be pissed. At this rate, with how they're releasing these games, it has to be worldwide. Otherwise, there's going to be a lot of problems. It would also just make no sense with the way they're progressing with these new Trails releases. Fuck off! Meggy Dolan? What is this dude, an SMT boss? What's Kai 2? Kai 2 is what the next Trails game is supposedly going to be called. It's referring to Trails of Beyond the Horizon. It's a Japanese name. Okay, Chaos Firefall isn't worth it. I just gotta attack. I sometimes forget most people don't use the English translations for the recent Trails games that are not localized. Some people don't. But that's because like some people play on console, so like they don't really have that option. And also some people would rather have all their trail saves on like one system. Alright, come on, Castalia. I'm gonna be real, one of the reasons I got a PC was for Trails translations. Very good. I don't know. Well, here's the thing. I don't know if they're gonna keep doing Japanese releases first for Kai 2, but if they do, then it's a good thing to have a PC. Alright, come on, Chaos. Go after Yuyuko, please. I'd rather you kill her than kill Yomu in the middle of her attack, please. Let me use one of these. There we go. Thank you. The Chloe Fee Shizuna super team must happen. Annalise and Rias are most likely candidates to appear. Rias definitely. Annalise, maybe. Although it's hard to tell because I don't think Falcom likes those two. It's a 50-50 shot on whether Rias' first 3D appearance is in Sky Third Remake or in Kai 2. Since I don't know much about the franchise. Oh, I forgot, Smasa. Have you not played Trolls before? Well, that was the end of Yomu's story. Some of you won't realize it because you probably weren't here for the last stream, but that Yomu chapter was kind of getting on my nerves. But, we're done now. Let's see, will they bring back Michelle Ruff for a Reese? That's a good question. She still does voice work, so probably. I think I'm understanding this. It's very Japanese dev coded, so save states are constantly recommended. Yeah, I actually talked to someone who did play this game, and they did tell me that some of the chapters in this game are actually really rough. Like for them, the highlights were Mei Ling and Chang's story, which were the two I did on the first stream. And I also heard from them that Sereno's story is kind of bullshit. So whenever I do that one, I'll probably just pull up a guide the entire time, at least to check out her moveset. All right, that is Yomu's story done. I was told that Moku's story is really good for, especially for people who are JRPG fans, there's like a lot of different references. It was one of their favorites. So, that's what we're gonna do next. In fact, let's put Moko on the stream layout. No, I tried to use a controller, it didn't work. So I'm just using keyboards for this. Which is fine, it's just a turn-based RPG. It's not... I don't need like super tight controls. See, because these would want a unique VA for Reese, like how Kevin got recast for Rise, but his former VA was kept for Walter. Wait, who does Michelle Ruff voice in Trails now? Oh, wait, duh, Shara. She voices Shara, that's right. Are you happy right now? I've had better days. That's a real shame. Remember, your life is your own, and it's all up to you to make it yours and nobody else's. Life deals you all kinds of hands. Fun times, tough times, sad times. But when it comes down to it, death is the end. I answered your question. Oh, yeah, I saw. So you haven't really played Trails, so that would explain why. Don't worry, Noah, this isn't Falcourt or the bad parts of Trails Twitter. I saw your little rant earlier. Trails discussion can be pretty dicey sometimes, especially when it comes to the more controversial games in the series like Cold Steel 4 or Daybreak 2. In your case, I know you're talking about Daybreak 2 since a lot of people in Roycord have been playing it recently. And to be fair, I don't even blame them, just because, like, for me, I wasn't that big of a fan of Daybreak 2 either. Since this is Moku, I'm so expecting Kaguya to show up. Yeah, pretty likely. Just like how in Yomu's story we got Yuyuko. Have some candy? Yes, Shard Zin healed us. Alright, Gladius. Okay, so what do you got? Low kick and pyrokinesis. Oh, yep, there's Kaguya. Right on cue. Alright, Dragon Necklace and... We got Dragon Necklace and Buddha's Bowl. Let me light these bombs alive. Do you like turn-based and internet-connected stories, Masa? Okay, yeah. So, if you like turn-based RPGs, and if you like an interconnected storyline, then you're gonna love Trails. And if you like really fun and interesting characters, you will definitely have a good time with Trails as a series. Alright, I don't have any healing items on you, so I gotta be careful. Wait. Can I heal myself with this? Okay, yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Oh, hold on! I just saw that Moku heals from fire damage. We take those. I got into the franchise thanks to Roy Fry and Xenoblade, so that's why. Aw, I'm glad that was the reason you got into Trails. It really warms my heart whenever people start a series that I like because of me specifically. Like when people willing to try out Trails. I've had people who wanted to try out Xenoblade because of me. I've had a few people say that they want to give Mega Man a shot. Like even someone who told me that they weren't the biggest fan of the classic Mega Man, they want to at least try out X. So there's that. Of course she heals from fire. Albeit she is also immortal, so she shouldn't be able to lose. Oh, that's actually a good strat to keep in mind. So I can put down fire tiles and just have her healing off of that. It's kind of like putting on the grass tiles when you're using a grass soul in Mega Man Battle Network. For real, dude, it's the best feeling you could ever get. Oh, absolutely. Also, hey, Violet. Well, how you doing? VTuber Saria Penguina is gonna play the series for the first time. Oh, they got the lyrics up. They got the lyrics on the side. With a godly figure, it wields a spirit of fire. I'm not gonna sing this. I am no good singer. Doing good, just chilling. I hope you're doing good yourself, bro. Thank you. I just finished up Yomu's story, and now we're doing Moku's story. Oh, it's this song. Also, I can see that this is basically the future story from the original Live Alive, just based on the fact that we have this lyrical segment right here. Snivy, were you in the server when Joey was there? You went through that super boss that was pissing you off yesterday? Yeah, I actually found the method. I literally just had to use Chaos Flowerfall, and apparently it died in 2 hits. That said, Chaos Flowerfall is a charging move, so you do have to wait a couple turns before it actually goes off. I played the remake of Live Alive, and the near future chapter is pretty long. Yeah, the version of Live Alive I played was the remake, and this one's heavily based on the original. But of course it would, because it came out back in 2008. But yeah, I remember that chapter being long, which is why it's a good thing I started off with finishing Yomu's story. Now go to the playroom, your teacher wants to talk to you too. I'm not too big on popular games personally. For me, I'm not too big on like most AAA games, and when I say that, I mainly mean like the Sony type of AAA, like shit like The Last of Us, Horizon, God of War. Those don't really do it for me. My favorite of all the chapters is The Distant Future. For a story that has no battles at all, it's super engaging. Yeah, no battles until the final boss of the chapter. It's really interesting though. Cause you're just playing as a robot who's supposed to be a worker on that ship, and you're kind of playing detective, and you're kind of playing like Dead Space with all the passengers getting killed slowly, and trying to find out who was the actual killer. Counting on you two. Let's see if there's anything here. There's a jelly donut? GHK News. The search for missing persons in the West Human Village continues, but our search has turned up nothing. North, East, and South villages, watch out. We wanted to hear from the Hakure Shrine Maiden, known for resolving of incidents. One of our reporters went to the Hakure Shrine to meet its maiden, Reimu Hakure, age unknown, an interviewer on these events. Hey, the actual Reimu! Holy shit. Some things you should just settle yourselves rather than rely on for me, she commented. Yeah, Snivy, it's the Focus M types. We made fun of those for the past week. Oh damn, we got all the files here. Wonders of Gensokyo, Forgotten Mansion. They say it is an uninhabited mansion deep in the boiling forest. The forest rabbits have written a hint. USA-sama, USA-sama, USA, he must USA. Well, it sounds like a hint, but, well, we have no idea what it means. A local topographer asked to see the hint and performed an analysis of the rabbit's naturally sloppy handwriting. I feel somehow certain it's indicating a path, but I haven't quite figured out how the message might connect to directions. As messy as the writing was, something about the U's in particular didn't look quite right. The Ma's were written quite neatly. A little too neatly, to be honest. The lines were oddly straight. And he and Sa, unfortunately, they both left me completely clueless. A vague, generally inconclusive, yet commendable effort. Can anyone decipher this code? If so, write in. Yeah, I wasn't interested in games like Expedition 33, Ghost of Yotei, Kingdom Hearts 2 that come in mind. I'm a little mixed on Expedition 33 right now. Sometimes I just don't know what to feel about it because of the whole AI situation. Got a Crops Castle, a saucepan lid. You can have that. I feel like people who only play AAA games are doing themselves a massive disservice. Yeah, especially because a lot of them do play the same. A lot of them feel like they play the same, and they also don't gain an appreciation for some older games. Ah, I got a lighter. Anything else? Nope, I got nothing for Kage. Now why can I remove her dress? What's in here? Guess nothing in these. Guess nothing in there. Most games I try to have fun. Like, I don't mind trying out a popular game, as long as it looks interesting and actually seems fun. The problem I have with a lot of AAA games is that as I said, a lot of them look very similar, play kind of similarly. They don't really have anything that hooks me, you know. And if you guys know my type of games, I'm obviously really into the RPGs. I love my hack and slash games. I love my platformers, more specifically action platformers like Mega Man or Castlevania. But I do like them. Metroidvanias are high up for me. Fighting games are pretty cool, and like a lot of that stuff doesn't really. A lot of that stuff only rarely shows up on these gaming showcases. If you're looking for Shinobu, try Marissa's room. The outside world programs they show in Gen Tokyo are interesting. Heroes are so cool on TV, I wonder if I could ever be that strong. Counting on you two. Playing older games that you miss out on feels like a new experience to this day. Oh, I love that feeling so much. Especially for me, because the way I grew up, I was mostly into Nintendo games up until my teens. So there were some PlayStation games that I just straight up missed out on in my earlier years. And when I got to them, it was very magical. Like playing Devil May Cry for the first time, getting to play some of the Final Fantasy games that I couldn't on Nintendo systems. Trying out Kingdom Hearts. Take it easy. Resident Evil, playing Yakuza, and a whole bunch more. Let's see, JRPGs and fighting games are my favorites. Also platformers. Hey, same. Reminds me of jelly donuts. What does that mean, Moku? Take it easy. Her body may die, but Marissa's spirit will live on. I didn't get to play Ori until the PS3 era because I was too young. Yeah, same for me. Because the first time I played Ori, I ended up playing Ori 5 with a friend who owned the game on their console. Like, we played RE5 together, we did the co-op, and it was definitely the most fun way you could play that game. Da da ba da ba da ba. To mainstream audiences, there are free JRPGs that ever existed: Final Fantasy VII, Persona 5, and Expedition 33. Once again, a reminder of the chart. There are only... Reminder of the RPG chart. Final Fantasy VII came out in 1997, then there were no JRPGs since then, and then we got Expedition 33. Oh yeah, Pokemon and Mario RPGs too. And I guess Undertale too, yeah. Ooh, I think I'm gonna move back with you. I don't know what's Moku's deal with jelly donuts. But also, I've been making the joke that the jelly donuts are a reference to Pokemon because how the Pokemon anime called onigiri jelly donuts. Ah, I just love a nice jelly donut. I don't get what 4Kids was thinking of that. Did they really think that kids didn't know what rice balls were? Self-flame? Neoglades and Buzz. Wait, Buzz Earthbound reference? Alright, Self-flame, recovery flame, treats wounds of heat. Yeah, those bomb enemies are called Buzz. Right on. 4Kids was really dumb, not gonna lie. Always were, always will. Thank God they went out of business, dude. Could you imagine if they were still dubbing anime to this day? Like, it's already bad enough that they tarnished One Piece's reputation for like its early years in the West. Four Kids One Piece was a travesty. Oh, absolutely. The only thing I watched from 4Kids was Pokemon, Sonic, and Kirby. For me, it was Pokemon, Sonic, Kirby, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Although for people who like Yu-Gi-Oh!, I would just rather they watch Yu-Gi-Oh! Subbed. And I'm sure if Zephy were here, he'd agree with me right now. The best I can say about 4Kids is that some of their openings were bangers and they had some generally good VAs. Good VAs, but also they use a lot of the same VAs throughout all the anime, and you can tell very quickly. Like, for example, anyone who watches any 4Kids show will know that Dan Green is in everything. Beyblade wasn't for wait. Beyblade wasn't for kids, was it? I don't think it was. Yeah, I thought so, because here's the thing. I remember the original. I know the original Beyblade was not on 4Kids. Because 4Kids had Pokemon, they had all the Yu-Gi-Oh anime, they had Sonic X, Kirby Right Back at Ya, One Piece, they had Shaman King, they had Tokyo Mew Mew. But unlike 4Kids, Nirvana is still in business. They're the lesser evil of the two. Dude, James' VA was right. 4Kids really is the devil. I guess for anyone who doesn't know, in one of the Pokemon episodes, if you James is like speaking gibberish in the English version, but if you play the video in the reverse, he's straight up saying 4Kids is the devil. I knew about Beyblade with the toys, but I wasn't aware about an anime until the late 2000s. I knew about the toys, and then I heard about the show once it got on Cartoon Network with Beyblade Metal Fusion. Alright, I should be careful with these fights because I haven't saved yet. I thought 4Kids was dead the moment Pokemon got on Cartoon Network, but I hate how the openings were shorted. 4Kids was still alive, but by the time Pokemon got on Cartoon Network, they didn't really get many shows anymore. It got to a point where the only thing they were really dubbing still was Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Sonic X was done by that point. They stopped getting the rights to One Piece. Shaman King was done, Tokyo Mew Mew was done. Alright, let's get off. Like as far as their shows go, they didn't really have much else after Pokemon was gone. They really were just living off of Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey, get up. I didn't tell you to sleep, Moku. Job's not finished. Finally. I learned Firewall. Got who knows what. Alright, let me go save now. There. My overall thoughts on the Pokemon anime is rather funny. For me, the Pokemon anime is charming, but also very formulaic. It's a lot more fun when you don't take it too seriously. Ba 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 da ba da ba da bo. Find very inconsistent in some cases, more so of how the writers find ways to make Ash lose the league. And see, that was part of one of the parts of the Pokemon anime that got really repetitive. How they had to make another bullshit reason for Ash to lose the league. And he was like consistently losing the league too. Deadfire, yeah. Ew, I touched it. Hi. Wash your hands. It took him 7 gens, but he finally did it. He finally won the Alola League, and then in Journeys he won the World Championship. So yeah, it took Ash 8 gens to finally stop being on Fraud Watch. But yeah, he won. Actually, I don't remember if you guys were here when I told Woods this, but I was thinking about I was thinking about like, I want to watch the Pokemon Sun and Moon anime at some point, just cause like, I've been told by Tori and some others that the Sun and Moon anime is actually like a lot less formulaic compared to the older Pokemon series. Like it's more slice of life focused, but you still have your occasional battles and whatnot. And then I want to see the build up to how Ash got to the Alola League, because I did watch the Alola League episodes and the first couple episodes of the Sun and Moon anime, but not much else. Also, hey, there's a Chocobo. Oh, and there's Marth. That's a Koopa shell. I think this is one of the infantry from Advance Wars, or probably Super Famicom Wars. Let's see what else is in here. There's the phone in Earthbound. And then I think that's the crystal from Final Fantasy. A lot of cool references in this room. The end of 4Kids started with them losing Pokemon, and then it got worse with the Yu-Gi-Oh! Lawsuit. Yeah, because remember, after Pokemon, they didn't really get any more. 4Kids didn't really get any more new anime. They only got Yu-Gi-Oh! For its last couple years. And then once the Yu-Gi-Oh! Lawsuit happened, Konami themselves just started dubbing the rest of the series. What I like about Sun and Moon anime is that it spends time on its characters rather than the whole Team Rocket of weak plots. By the time X and Y came in, it was starting to get tiring. Yeah, I know for Black and White, they try to change it up with Team Rocket being more serious, but it just led to them feeling very out of character because Jesse, James, and Meowth were not known to be serious at all. So it just led them to be more boring versions of their characters. I don't feel very good. You can go on. It's busted. Who knows what. Who truly knows what that could be? Did I get anything different? Yeah, I like the Colossus anime too. It's a huge step up from how bad Black and White was. But again, it did lead to my it goes back to what I was saying about the Pokemon anime. It is entertaining, but it's very, very formulaic. To a fault, even. It's a Chocobo! Can I talk to Marth? Let me talk to Marth. I can't talk to Marth. Fuck this game. Hey, Patchouli, you want to talk to me? No? I'll take that as a no then. I've been enjoying Pokemon Horizon as well, which is also coming to an end as well. I do wonder if they're going to keep Liko and Roy as the main characters for Gen 10. If they do change up MCs for Gen 10, I could see that they'll still make like I could potentially see them still making another appearance. Just like, come back as guest characters the same way that the previous heroine did in newer Pokemon anime. Like when in the Advanced Generation series, we got Misty back. Same with how in Diamond and Pearl we got May. For Black and White we got Dawn, etc. Oh, she's got a screen wide. Yep, it's over. You guys gotta slide it in. Honestly, I can live with that. I didn't like Iris in the Black and White anime at all. Actually, just in general, I didn't really like any character in the Black and White anime. Like, seriously, try to ask me if there's like any interesting character in that series, and I genuinely could not tell you. So because everyone in that series just has every character I can think of from that particular series has at least one major problem. I'm the hero of this sandbox. How'd it go? Not to worry, Renosuke's coming to help. Hey there, everyone! I ended up having to hoof it. She's in bad shape, but the filling inside this Yukiri can still be extracted. And then, we'll pour it into the Mecha Yukiri fluid android YDMT IV, and she'll live once again. YDMT IV? Fueled android? Yukiri Droid Marissa Type 4, but YDMT IV for short. I can't explain fluid androids too well. It's too scientific, even for me. We need some electricity. Hey you, find an outlet we can plug this into, yeah? Outlet? Alright, where's an outlet we can put this into? There's gotta be one in the house. Hey, don't touch that! It's really expensive. Iris would have been better if she was a rival to Ash, and Bianca and Sharon should have been the companions. 100% agree. I could not stand Silent at all. And maybe Iris would have worked better as a rival character. Instead of Trip being Paul, a Touhou version of Paul. There's an outlet in the corner of the room. Trip, that fucking Temu ass Paul, who doesn't even have half the sauce he has, and gave Ash's most embarrassing moment of losing to a level 5 Snivy. And even if we have to account for levels not being a thing in the Pokemon anime, that Snivy is still brand new. That is a Snivy who is first getting its battles versus Pikachu, who has fought in 4 leagues at this point. 4 leagues, legendaries, and he choked to a Snivy! I was wondering what all that noise was about, so I came over. What are you guys doing? Is it doing better now? I'm not shit-talking Snivy. I'm shit-talking Trip Snivy. Like, Trip specifically. He sucks. Take it easy. ITV wants to thank you. She's coming with you, madam. Hey, wait! You're gonna follow me? I did not ask for your permission. Oh, you're taking the Yukari? Following us is more like it. That alright with you, though? Well, you can consider it a sort of payment for accepting my request. I'll tell the kids about it, so, see ya. Oh god. Why is this thing on my party? Just take it easy. Here's a funny issue. Trip lost to Bianca in a tournament arc, but Ash couldn't beat him until the league, which was not even a 6v6. Wait, hold on. I thought Ash lost to Cameron. I thought Ash lost to Cameron in the Unova League. Oh wait, no, I read that wrong. Ash didn't beat him until the league. Right, yeah. It wasn't a 6v6, but that's when Ash actually finally locked in. What you up to? Just reading. It's a good sunny day to read. It feels really nice out here. So what are you reading? The Legend of The Legend of what now? The Legend of what? Yo, Peak reference? You know, Snivy, just to make it up to you, the next time I ever play Gen 5 on this channel, or if I ever do like a Pokemon game where I could catch Snivy, I'll get Snivy just for you. Oh, I know that one. At the start, he's a hero doing stuff for peeps, but then his best friend and fiancé betray him, so he becomes a demon. That's an old one. Sure liked it though. It's just a fairy tale, of course. Yet, it still has some truth to it, and no one seems to know who wrote this story. That kind of mystery just makes the story even more interesting, doesn't it? Kondo Ghost wrote that. Okay, we good. Yeah, like say if I play Black and White 1 on the channel, I'll pick Snivy for that one. I don't know what context I'm gonna do Black and White 1 for, but it would just be nice to revisit it, because, you know, Gen 5 is just cool like that. Alright, so now we're doing this with 4 party members. Hit it with the firewall! No, it didn't. When I tab out of the game, it'll just freeze like this. It's one of Touhou Live is one of those games that pauses when it's not active. Kind of like how some emulators do. All right, Marissa, make me proud. Actually, I wonder, do we have any Marissa Touhou fans in chat? Smash Stomp. Oh god, 8 HP! I need to play more Touhou fan games. There's a sticker of her near my TV. I don't have any Touhou merch of my own, but I would actually really like to get some in the future. Maybe next time I go to a con, I'll check and see who's selling like any Touhou stickers or whatnot. Well, Marissa was my main in MOF, and I have a sticker near my TV. Tempest of the Heavens. I have not, but I do own that game on Steam. So that's one I gotta try at some point. I know that one you can play as Tenchi. So I'm pretty interested in it. Oh, brother. True, so true. Someone out there who's a Touhou fan dev, make a beat 'em up with starring Hong Mei Ling. Make one in My Life Is Yours. Yep, Hong Mei Ling's the name. Chinese lady lore, so true. What's this thing? It's just as I thought. A liquefied creature that would be the perfect fuel to move this giant robot. It'll be done in no time. Not so... Who are you? Patchouli knowledge of the Scarlet Devil Mansion. If you use a liquefied creature, it is that creature who will have the most of the control, so a simple animal won't do. It would have to be a human, you see. How could you be thinking about this nonsense when the cockpit isn't even complete? What's your part in all this? I had an idea, did the planning and constructed it. He just financed it. It'll take a couple months to finish anyway, so there's no rush. Alright, so we need an animal for this thing. Colin Payne, there's a purple-haired woman. If there was a Touhou fan game where the MC was Patchouli, Payne would sub for that. I just know it. If you find anything you just plain can't identify, bring it here to me. I'll give you my expert opinion on what it is. Well, how about this? Alright, let's take a look here. Yes! I got it! Hey, it's... Arena's cannon. Alright, who's that for? I would assume Cog? No. Heavy weaponry, high horsepower. Can I equip that? I guess not. It's probably only on... You could probably only use it in battle. Just check all this random junk that I have. It's a mind band. Ah, finally, something I can equip. Yeah, let's make Kaguya smarter. And an ignition glove. Alright, can I equip that? Hey, more attack and more IQ on Moku. Hey, what do you gotta say? Still not talking, eh? Alright, I know about you. Ooh. See, I feel like the reason they kept Ash in the anime for so long is because of fear of losing an audience. The fact that they had Ash for as long as they did meant that there was no real way that they could replace Ash without it being very jarring for the current audience. They also didn't want to... I believe they also didn't want to get rid of him because... They also didn't want to age him up because they wanted to keep Ash being relatable to children. So, you know, any 10-year-old who suddenly watches the Pokemon anime can relate to him. Even though that doesn't really make a lot of sense because the Pokemon manga had characters age, and so did the Digimon anime. So it's like, what was their plan? This sounds like a bullshit excuse to me. That's my reason why I feel like Pokemon stagnates with not just the games. Yeah, it's both the anime and the games that have been problematic. But like the anime less so nowadays because Ash has long since been out of the picture as the protag. Wait, no, let me get Moku back. No! Come on. Alright, just kill this fucking Bonnie-looking enemy right here. Well, no experience for Moku, sadly. Didn't, like, Riko Matsumoto get herself some trouble about COVID relief funds being spread that Ash was being removed from the anime? Was that a thing? I don't remember hearing about that. But yeah, I truly hope we're going into a new direction for Pokemon now. Because the mainline games really need some sort of change. Yeah, if that actually did happen, there's probably got Narco of it somewhere. So just gotta look for it. Got some strong parts and we got who knows what. Okay, you say that, but like, I feel like that's what the Legends games are for. The Legends games are for Pokemon to actually be more experimental without risking the mainline series. Oh, found it. All right, I'll give it a look. I'll give it a look. Because, like, look, despite how much Legends Arceus and ZH changed with the battle system to give it more sauce, and how they changed, like, the capturing mechanics, once we got Pokemon Scarlet and Violet, it was still just like the older Pokemon. It was still just like every other Pokemon game in the mainline series. You can only catch Pokemon in battle. You couldn't just, like... You can only catch the Pokemon in battle. You had the same regular turn-based combat. So, I think they're only gonna experiment with that stuff in the Legends games. Especially because the mainline games are also made with competitive in mind. like how you have all these strong competitive items that you get, items that help you specifically get better IVs and whatnot, farm for better abilities, even patching hidden abilities, etc. It would, which is why I think they have that specific rule where it's like mainline games keep the regular mechanics that people are used to, while the Legends games are able to experiment with more interesting settings and game mechanics. Oh, you can equip that. Alright, what about you? Less defense, but you get a lot more IQ. I'll take that. It's a tough topic because I know deep down a lot of us want Pokemon to innovate and do more different things for mainline. But they don't. But it feels like they don't want to for main Pokemon because it would be too risky and they risk losing out on customers. I mean, remember the reason that they made BDSP was because they were scared that Legends Arceus would be a failure. So BDSP was the backup. Black and White took a lot of risks, and then it ended up being the worst-selling mainline games that aren't remakes or third versions. And that's really depressing to think about. Alright, let me take a look at this article real quick. And in fact, I guess we could all just read it right here. A concerning new report from Japan has surfaced regarding the voice actors of Pokemon's Ash Ketchum. Rika Matsumoto has voiced the hero who goes by Satoshi overseas for years now and become a role model for many in the process. However, according to this report by the Japanese outlet Friday, Matsumoto is being accused by her former manager of embezzling COVID-19 relief funds intended for struggling artists. The report has been summarized by Doug Dinsdale, a well-known translator in the gaming community. As the report goes, Matsumoto allegedly filed an application for a relief grant meant for struggling artists impacted by the pandemic. The report alleges that Matsumoto assembled a group of 6 applicants to file with, but 2 of them were ineligible for a grant due to their job titles. Oh, okay, so yeah, this was a real thing. And then there's some more down here, but you guys get the general idea. And this happened back in late 2020. At least this is when the report came up. As much as we love Black and White now, a lot of people hated those games for not having the old Pokemon and having a more focused story. Yeah, I still remember so many talks online and even from people who I knew IRL who were older heads when it came to Pokemon. They hated Gen 5. And it was insane to me because as a kid I loved those games a lot. Like, I spent a crazy amount of hours on even just like regular Pokemon White. And I put a lot into Black, and as well as Black 2 once that came out. I find that very contradicting because we were getting sick of seeing Zubats, Geodude, and Tentacles in Gen 4, but Black and White gives us a new Pokedex of all new Pokemon because it is an appeal of the new gens. It's a new Pokemon game. Pokemon fans have zero idea what they want. It's been confirmed like that for me for like that for years. Oh yeah, they were. Pokemon fans were like this, always like this. They say they want something, but it's not what they really want. If we're being so honest, like. They say they don't want they say they want change, but as soon as change starts happening in games like Legends Arceus and ZA, they start saying, "Oh, but this doesn't feel like Pokemon. I don't like the mechanics. I'd rather they just go back to the old one." Or if you have they make new whenever they make new Pokemon, they're just like, "What is it? What the hell is this design, bro? This does not look like a Pokemon at all." It's the stupidest shit. And that's why X and Y played it safe. Yup, by bringing back all the Pokemon, having a bunch of Gen 1 Pokemon in the regular decks, giving a bunch of them Megas. The Gen 1 glazing in Gen 6 was crazy. It was actually crazy. Hyper Beam? Oh, hello there! See, now we're talking. And then they'll make lame excuses saying they'll do better next time. X and Y was their first 3D game. And then it feels like for most of these, they haven't done Hellfire. Fire Emblem reference? Alright, we gotta go into the bamboo forest. Never want to see Charizard again. I fucking hate Charizard. Overrated piece of shit Pokemon. I am so sick of Charizard too. I don't want to see that thing anymore. The only game where I still fuck with Charizard, kind of, is in Smash Ultimate. If we're not talking about the Pokemon trainer in Smash, then fuck Charizard. I don't really care enough to see it. Hey, new part of the forest. Happy Grass. 80,000 yen. Experiment report. 38,579 yen a month. That's what the paper here says. Ah, Miss Moku, welcome. Aaron, I'm doing detective work. Ah! At last, the princess, getting a job. After so many long years of toil, my dream has finally come true. She's finally employed. Guess I shouldn't tell her the truth. Protect the princess, please. Yeah, Gen 7 is better. Still not perfect, but it is an improvement. I'll give it that. Speaking of Gen 7, I did say that I do want to replay it this year. Probably Gen 7 is going to be my next replay after I'm done with the Fates replay. I spent a lot of time on Gen 7 as well. Especially because Gen 7 was like the first gen where I really got into shiny hunting. So I started finding whatever shinies I could. Like I went for Bonsweet, I went for shiny Rockruff. I tried to get Stuffle, and no luck, unfortunately. It also just helps that Gen 7 is the first one where completing the main dex is actually really easy, due to the fact that Gen 7 only has a regional dex, not a national one. People say Pokemon's downfall started with X and Y. It feels half true. Like, people did complain, but for the most part, these issues started with Dexit. Dexit was... Okay, yeah, people hated X and Y, but the real problem started when Sword and Shield was coming out, and they got rid of the national dex. Although the irony of that is the fact that there was no national dex in Sun and Moon, but they did have all the Pokemon available in that game. Just ever since Dexit, and the fact that Pokemon became a home console game, people started becoming a lot more critical of the series. And to be fair, I don't blame them, because Sword and Shield was a very mediocre game. Like, on that front, I don't blame them, but it also just feels like we can't have proper Pokemon discussion anymore without people thinking that Game Freak are all hacks, and they intentionally want the series to be bad. No, that's not the case. No developer wants to make a bad game on purpose. And the sooner people realize that, the better. This green nuke is so good. Man, I'm really glad I picked up this Yukari. Never thought I'd actually be praising this thing after the hell it gave me in Shang's chapter. Yeah, I was fine with Pokemon games because they were still handheld games, but with home console, you have to put better effort. Also, games nowadays are not developed the way they used to. Nowadays, a lot of games will take like 4+ years to fully be made, and there's only some exceptions where they'll reuse a lot of assets, like RGG with Yakuza. Or Falcon with the Trail series. But it does feel like despite Trails and Yakuza, like, reusing a lot of assets and being cheaper to make, they still put a lot of effort into making those games really good. The problem with Pokemon is that it hardly feels like they truly try. Wrong setting. Okay. Trails, Yakuza, and even Sonic, they at least try. I like ZA, but I did mess around with the DLC with how it plays. Oh, let's see what we're getting. Oh, hey, it's...
Why do you have this?
You have 5 seconds to explain this before I go all Oppenheimer on you and burn you to a crisp. Teacher got soaking wet one rainy day, and she forgot them here after changing. I couldn't just leave them here, but I couldn't give them to her either. You weren't peeping on her, were you? Whatever. I'll take them off your hands. Thanks, miss. I'll be going now. Pokemon makes so much money. Other franchises don't get that kind of luxury. They make all that money, but the thing is, Pokemon doesn't use that for the games. They use more of that on the anime, the merch, the trading card games. Anime, merch, trading card games. I feel like there's one I'm missing. The comics. The comics technically. And like different collabs and all that. They give the least amount of money to the games, which is sad because like I know that Pokemon is a multimedia franchise now, but it really feels like the game should take priority. Well, nowadays with Pokemon, they treat the games as like second. They treat the games as like second fiddle. So it's like if the games are mid, who cares? They'll still make a bunch of money. We'll make profit off of it. Yeah, Pokemon as a franchise makes a lot more money than Mario. And a part of this is because of Pokemania from back in the day. I cast Elfire! It just saddens me that Pokemon will easily make more money than your favorite RPG series, no matter how much you try. What's even more funny is I was watching RDC World 1 quiz, and they thought Mario made more than Pokemon as well, which is kind of funny. Like, I get why people would think that, because Mario is Mr. Video Games himself. So if there's any series where you'd think would make the most money, it would probably be Mario. But the reality is, nope, it's Pokemon. Alright, Barrage. Stop! Ah, it's a beautiful day for a ride. Watch it! I'll just borrow this. Wait! Moku, do you even know how to use that thing? Who cares? God, she is so tough for that. Moku just casually steals your motorcycle. Now go do the Akira. I'm glad Sonic isn't in this situation compared to how it was in the 2010s, because at least Sega sees that people care about the games. 2010s era Sonic was so embarrassing, dude. Like, you could tell that Sega was just Sega was going all in on the irony that like people thinking Sonic was a shit franchise. So instead of actually trying to make Sonic appealing the way he used to be, they just doubled down on like they just doubled down and made Sonic a fool of himself. You know, the era that people refer to as the meta era. Hellfire! Wow, that did a whole lot of nothing. The problem with 2010 Sonic is more so mismanagement of Sonic Team and Sega listening to the wrong crowd of fans. Like they literally got Egoraptor to sing in a studio about Big the Cat. Yeah, it was dire back then. Oh yeah, Egoraptor did so much damage to Sonic back in the 2010s. Like, it was no wonder a lot of people jumped off of Sonic back in that era, including myself. At that point, I was like getting tired. I was getting pretty tired of Sonic, so I didn't really want to try more of his games because I was like, man, it's just gonna be more trash. Like, what's the point? If anything, it was a miracle when we got a Sonic game that actually reviewed decently and was seen pretty well by the fans. Like, you know, Sonic Mania. Because, like, 2010 Sonic... Let's look back at it real quick. We had Sonic Colors, which was actually very well received. You know, some people generally see it as, like, one of the best Sonic games, or at least the best modern Sonic game. Sonic Generation, same deal. A very popular game that's widely seen as one of the best in the series. So we got Sonic 4 Episode 1, which was terrible. Sonic 4 Episode 2, which was also terrible. Sonic Lost World, which was dog shit. We got Boom, which nearly killed the franchise. We got Mania, which was surprisingly good. Forces was bad. And then I know they made another Sonic Boom game on the 3DS, but I never really hear anything about it because by the time it came out, I was so clocked out of Sonic that I didn't care. I would argue Boom was very '06 level. Because that game did a lot of damage to Sonic as a franchise. Like, Boom... Okay, '06 easily did more damage, but Boom was not helping the 2010 Sonic at all. And it nearly made him want to give up on it. Good, because Boom was really bad. I never played Fire and Ice, so I couldn't tell you how that one is, but first Sonic Boom, terrible, terrible, terrible game. I think that one actually offends me more than '06 because at least for all the problems Sonic '06 has, at least that one was actually trying to be a Sonic game. Boom wasn't even trying to be a Sonic. It was trying to be something entirely different. The rabbits were given the slave drugs and they caused the kidnappings. Holy shit, dude. Not the rabbits. Plus, people still talk '06 to this day because more people have played it, and especially how it is on the internet. It also helps that we have Sonic Project 06, where a lot of people will now play that version of the game and find more and have a more positive outlook on the game. Even though I think they're looking at '06 the wrong way because Project 06 is a mod of that game, not the original game. Like, yes, Project 06 is very good and fun, but not at the cost of, like, people gaslighting themselves to thinking the original 6 was as good as Project 06 was. No, not even close. Alright, what you gonna identify this time? Hey, it's... Oh, another cannon. I don't think I can equip more of these. No, so that's pretty worthless. See, '06 and Secret Rings, I can see the potential of both. Boom, you have to restart from scratch with that original vision. Yeah, because that shit was not hitting at all. You can clearly see '06 works with... You can clearly see that '06 works when the level... When you change some things up with the gameplay and level design to where it's actually competent and not, like... Not really annoying to play. I get enjoyment out of base game '06, but it's still really bad. Yeah, like that's how I am with That's how I am with the Shadow the Hedgehog. Cause Shadow 05, not a good game at all, but I can still get some dumb fun with it. Would I recommend it to someone playing Sonic for the first time, or even people? Would I recommend it to someone playing Sonic for the first time? Absolutely not. I would say only play Shadow 05 if you're really into Shadow as a character. Because otherwise you're not missing out on much. play it if you want that damn 4th Chaos Emerald. So true, Epic Snivy. I find Shadow of 5 to be more tedious than 06. So because at least the game doesn't have you do repetitive stop and go missions, 6 all you have to do is reach the ring. Most stuff in 06 have become guilty pleasures, especially with some of the DLC stuff. I guess. Shadow of 5 is also a guilty pleasure for me, so can't really argue too much on that. But I will say, neutral route for Shadow actually kind of fun. It's hero route where the game starts getting a little more tedious. Like, hero and villain route starts getting a bit much. Because they have you do some missions that's clearly not meant for Sonic-style gameplay. Let me check something real quick. Okay. If the game was one whole big adventure instead of branching paths, then that would be a lot nicer than the game. Oh, got a path down. Please insert ID card. Current status, security system on, control system on, defense system on. But yeah, no, I feel you. Even when I was playing Shadow Reloaded on that one stream, I thought they streamlined it. I thought they streamlined it a lot more. But no, you still gotta do branching paths in order to do the hero and dark story. Which is why for Shadow, Shadow peaks on. Which is why for Shadow peaks on the neutral route, and then hero and dark is where it gets more tedious. That said, I would still rather go for the worst of 05 than rip my hair out with 06. I'm sorry, Noah, you're still alone on that one. But yeah, both games have a lot of issues, and they both stem down from Sonic Team trying to make these games a lot longer than they need to be. But yeah, Sonic games in the early 2000s were doing that for a while, because like you had Sonic Adventure 1 with all the different character stories, SA2 doing the same thing with Hero and Dark Story, Heroes where you had to do 4 stories in order to get the final campaign, Shadow of 5 where you have to do different branching paths, 06 where you have to do 3 different stories and they're all much longer than any of the other Sonic games in the past. It's Sonic, dude, trying to play Sonic 06 is very tiring. Especially, let's not forget that Sonic 06 also has that really shitty hub world with all the worst missions known to man that you have to do before each level. God, that is so bad. No wonder Project 06 took that shit out. It's more from... yeah, I know it's a very bold claim, but it's more experience from SA1 and SA2. But yeah, I get what you mean. You know, the big... the big adventure style I think works better for Sonic. Especially because then the later Sonic games have that problem where the newer ones feel too short because you can just boost right through them and you get through them in like 2 hours or less. And they also tend to have lesser stories because of that. Anyway, goodbye, tanks. But yeah, it's the very long campaign, the long loading times, the awful hub world, the really bloated out campaigns for each three characters, and then the last story, and then it doesn't help that the level design is bad, and the way the characters function is bad. I don't know, it sucks because I see the potential for 06. It just has a lot of rough parts about it. Dude, I have no problem with shorter games, especially since sometimes I just need something to play after some very long JRPGs. And I'm kind of in the same boat, which is part of why I really like platformers. You know, stuff like Kirby or Kirby, Mega Man, Sonic. As RPG fans, we really need some shorter games every now and then. Otherwise, you can get hella burnt out. Alright, what does this do? Advanced tech. Implode the core of a target. Oh, also, I like the Werehog in combat for Sonic doesn't feel out of place for an action series. Oh, you mean like the Werehog stages in Unleashed? Because I don't think those were a terrible idea. The only problem I have with... I do think there are two fundamental problems with Werehog. I would say one is that you get some of... It takes a while to get some of the best moves for it. And then the other problem is that some of the stages are a bit more drawn out. But I get why they're drawn out that way. Because 2 to 3 minute stages for a beat 'em up probably wouldn't be as engaging. You know, and plus Werehog is where you have to slow down. You get a better chance of finding the medals and any hidden treasure. So I get that they wanted a more slow style, a slow play style. Bring back 15 to 20 hour JRPG, please. Unironically, we need those back. But you know how devs are nowadays. Everyone's gotta make long games to make the buck worth your bank. The bank worth your buck. I don't know if I fucked up the saying or not, but whatever. You know what I mean. Could you imagine if Falcom made 15 to 20 hour Trails games? I feel like the only one that does that are indie RPGs. Nowadays indie RPGs and I guess some devs, like indie RPGs and like remakes of old RPGs will be on the short end. Hyper Beam. Yeah, Sea of Stars and Touhou Ida. Oh, how long is Dreams in Arcadia? I thought that would have been a longer game because it's SMT. I wouldn't be mad. The longest indie RPG so far is Crosscode. Hyper Beam. But yeah, it'd be an interesting challenge to see how Falcom could make a 15 to 20 hour Trails game. Because the shortest Trails game we have known to us is Skyford. If you don't do any of like the side stuff in Skyford, you could actually beat it in like 30 hours. Deadass. Oh, 24 hours for Artificial Dream in Arcadia. That's actually not bad. By the way, guys, Moku's team is really broken in case you haven't been noticing. Fucking both Moku and Kagura have screen nukes, and then even the Marissa Yukari has AoE attacks with Hyper Beam. So now I'm expecting the chapter boss to just pull some bullshit on me. You can get back at the game for one-shotting you multiple times. Finally! Finally something's going my way. Atlas. Let me look that up. Oh, okay, it's on Steam. Atlas. Enter the world of Atlas, a single-player online RPG where you can fight with or against friends in a surreal world filled with creatures beyond comprehension, customizing progressing characters, complete quests, and discover strange locations. Honestly, when I saw the name for this, I did not expect it would be a furry pro tag. I know, but that's furry kind of gooning. Furry gooning? Okay, I'm out. No, I'm out. 1.3 seconds. I already played that one, which was my goatee for 2023. Oh, nice. That one was the 3D Metroidvania, right? Because I think I know I heard about it before. Nice, nice. Okay, speaking of 3D Metroidvanias, though, dude, when the fuck are we getting that release date for Abyss X Zero, or at least like a demo? Because this game looks, Abyss X Zero looks really fun. I want to play it so badly. Remember when DOA did a Falcom collab that I sadly can't buy now? Closest thing we'll get to a Trails fighting game that isn't already East vs. Trails in the Sky. When is Falcom gonna collab with another fighting game, man? They gotta stop messing around. Okay, guys, hear me out. What if they put a Trails character in Grand Blue vs. Rising? Yeah, it would most likely be Reen, but even then, I still think that would be kind of hype to have a Trails character in. Although, Reen would be the least hype for me. Just... okay. If we got a Trails character in Grand Blue Versus, I would want either Estelle or Van. But like, if they wanted to put Reen or Lloyd too, I'd be down. I just think out of all of them, Estelle kind of fits the fantasy vibe because of how country-like LeBurl is, and then Van would make sense because he's the most recent Trails Pro tag. And then as a bonus, Sean Chiplock already voices someone in Grand Blue. Yep, so they even got the VA ready. To proceed, use this computer to change the teleportation destination. Ah, just let me live! We were just doing our job. Please forgive us. What's in here? Hey, it's a Castelia. An ID card. L. Castelia. And a crumb to memo. Estelle would be high for me. You know Granblue and Cygames loves to sell waifus. Exactly, which would be another reason why Estelle would be a likely pick. I'm thinking, again, like, either Estelle or Van would work for Granblue Versus. What the? What's that? It's far from the distance, but is that a giant robot? So they've been making one too. I gotta say though, these guys got terrible design sense. I want to know what kind of nutjob came up with that. Look, the people working on the robot. Might they be the abducted persons we're looking for? Could be. And it might be in my imagination, but I don't get the feeling they're even alive. Yeah, that's not creepy at all. It's labeled Main Defense System. Looks ready to retaliate at any moment. Yeah, look at the amount of love that Zeta, Narmaya, and Beatrix chicks get. I really love Galleon too. Yeah, Zeta's my main. Yeah, Zeta's my favorite, and I really love B as well. Oh yeah, Jita's incredible too. I love her. Narmaya's really based. Galleon's based. Granblue has so many cool characters. And another character that I'd like to see in Grand Blue, if they make a season 3, please, 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 please add Alexiel. The streets need it. And then even though this one isn't the waifu, I know Excel really wants Feather in the game. That is not the right password. Galleon is literally a deadly earthbender. I'm still waiting on season 3 for the game. Yeah, Arxis, season 3 when? Alright, let me look at this again. 261241. 261241. Alright, let's enter the password. 261241. Password confirmed. Isn't there still one more character that we need to wait on for season... Oh, yeah, one more character we need for season 2. And then after that, we're gonna get... After that, we'll have to wait and see if we get season 3. Which I figure they will, because they've been doing a good job supporting this game for a long time. I can definitely see Granblue getting another season or 2. Oh my god, we got Flare. With the amount of characters Granblue has, everyone has that favorite character. Yeah, which is why Granblue Fantasy Versus ended up becoming one of my favorite fighting games in recent times. I really gotta play it more. But yeah, game's a lot of fun. I promise you, Snivy, once your internet gets better, we're running the Fade. The characters are in a way similar to Fire Emblem. Yeah, because Granblue is very unapologetically a fantasy RPG. And that's something I really love about it. And even cooler that we have this fantasy RPG getting it with a lot of cool characters having its own fighting game. Like, how sick is that? I think these guys are gonna die before she actually casts Flare. Yep. Imagine Arxis made a Fire Emblem fighting game in the style of Grand Blue. Dude, I would lose my shit, and I would be on that game day one, no matter what. Plus, I think Fire Emblem as a franchise deserves much better representation in a fighting game than Smash. There's so much more they can do with the characters, yet they had to make half the characters Marth clones, because, you know, everyone uses swords. I also feel like Fire Emblem gets done dirty in the stage department. Like, think of all the Fire Emblem stages in Smash, and then you realize most of them are just arenas. Guys. Holy shit, it's Asakura. No way, it's the final boss in Shanghai EXE. Don't let the Smash fans hear that. No, no, listen, they need to hear this, cause I'm right. Fire Emblem got done dirty in Smash. And Fire Emblem needs its own... I think Fire Emblem needs its own fighting game. Cause if Pokemon can get its own fighting game, why can't Fire Emblem? Rikako Asakura. Alright. Nintendo and Smash fans would be hating though because they don't know anything about Arxis games. They already don't know about SNK. The Smash fans are gonna be like, who the fuck asked for this? As if people didn't get hyped for Pokken tournament when that dropped. It also just bothers me how much Nintendo fans are uneducated in companies outside of Nintendo. God, that was a shit ton. Oh, I forgot she's purple as well. Only Touhou to have an education. Oh yeah, none of the other Touhous went to school, did they? So you're the intruders causing all that ruckus up above. You came here simply to die, you utter morons. Your coming death saddens me so. So I, the great Ant King, shall explain the purpose of this facility. This facility captures living humans and turns them into liquefied ones. Then, they can be put to work. And the strong humans, those are remade into as zombies, which serve by fighting. If any of that gets out, however, I'll certainly get a scolding from Dr. Sindelman. But you'll die right here, so I can gab all I want to. Don't worry about it. Pain don't gotta know about that. Pain doesn't gotta need to know anything about this one. Most Nintendo fans don't even play Metroid. Scott the Woz said it best. That one clip where Scott makes fun of the average Nintendo fan who only knows like Mario and Zelda is the funniest shit, and he was so real for it. Because that's genuinely how they act. What is this, Bug's Life final boss? He's fucking dead, that's what he is. I guess since we're on this topic, what is everyone's dream fighting game? Like what franchise would they like to see get a fighting game, and what company should do it? Because for me, I really want to see a traditional Trails fighting game by either Arc Sys or French Bread. Or a traditional Mega Man fighting game. That would be sick. Sega vs. Capcom? Me too, man. Actually, did you see the fan trailer for Sega vs. Capcom happening? It's gonna be coming out July this year. Uma Musume fighting game by Arc Sys, of course. Okay, if Arc Sys actually does make an Uma fighting game, I would be on that day one. Bro, catch me in the lab with a Guri cap. We need gold chip at Evo. True. I also want to see a Gurren Lagann fighting game by Arcs. Noah, I never realized how much I wanted that until you said those words. Oh my god. Now I'm upset. Why don't we have a Gurren Lagann fighting game, or like a modern Gurren Lagann game for that matter? No, you know what else needs to be made? Give me a Full Metal Alchemist fighting game. That's another series that deserves some better video games. Yes, Soul Eater 2. We need a Soul Eater 1. Okay, but you know what else, actually? Another dream game that I have, because I played Dragon Ball Z Kakarot and the Naruto Ninja Storm games, I wish CyberConnect... I want a Full Metal Alchemist action RPG made by CyberConnect. It wouldn't happen in this day of age because Full Metal isn't really getting any new content anymore, but it would be really cool if that happened. Bro, this one GIF Rain posted in JRPG is breaking me. Hold on, I need to see this. I fucking love that scene. So dumb. Yeah, it's a real scene, and I love it, for that. Honestly, I think not having context makes it funnier. But yeah, it's a scene from Northern War. I believe in that episode, Lavi was having like a dream or some shit. And in that dream, she was running up to her grandpa. And then it turned out... And then in the dream, it turned out to be Reen instead of her actual grandpa. Yeah, it's an anime, alright. Not a good one, but it is an anime. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame because the early episodes actually weren't the early episodes weren't like amazing or anything, but they weren't like half bad. I think it's the first couple episodes that started out decent, but like it really devolved later on. See, anyway, it's almost time for my evening shift. Now, see you later. All right, see you, Nova. Noah, have a nice time. Alright, these guys are very resistant to magic, so gotta hit them with more physical attacks. I think that's the first time I've actually seen any attacks outright miss. Well, that wasn't mine missing. Alright, everyone's level 13. Let's just go down. Those enemies are a little tanky to fight. Yagakura rapid drugs. We got more drugs. And drugs. And drugs. And drugs. Have I mentioned more Yagakura drugs? Oh, is that not enough? How about some more? Oh, it's just packed with meat. I guess they make food here too. Looks pretty edible to me. We've been walking a while. I'm getting hungry. Want some Kaguya? Tastes pretty good, actually. No, I'd rather not. And here I thought you were a big eater. Girl is not a big back. Fun fact, some of the Northern War dub actors are in Daybreak, including Fairies VA. What Touhou would you smoke weed with? I feel like Sakia would be pretty chill to smoke a blunt with. Bet she'd have a lot of stories about how she's tired of Amelia's shit. Ah, too sophisticated for her, I see. Hey, what's with all the meat? I don't want to see the process. Wait, you ate that meat back there. Just keep that in mind. What about the meat? Sheesh, what's this all about? Well, we're about to see for ourselves. Oh, this is not gonna end well. I could crash out and coming from Moku. There, no way. Ugh. What is this? What the hell is this? Soylent Base. It's a facility that liquefies humans using rafflers, plants that do so automatically, then remakes them into whatever else. And that was the purpose of the kidnappings. She ate a human, yep. So that's what that jerkbug was saying. It was all true. I didn't want to believe it, but I couldn't imagine. You knew? If you knew, why did you stop it? I'm sorry. I wasn't confident enough. I didn't even think they would truly do this to people from the village. So you're saying these guys are the people who were kidnapped? You gotta be fooling me. And not just these corpses. The dead soldiers in the forest, the things we've been fighting here, all of them were an end product of these kidnapped humans. Why do you know that? That's some very interesting information there, Kaguya. I wonder why you would know all that. It's not looking good on you. I mean, I thought you didn't know about this facility. I saw it in some of Erin's things. She had the data on the Soylent Base. I thought it was a joke. I couldn't imagine it to be true. But I do know one thing. The mastermind here isn't Erin. Erin's data and reports were always written in her own handwriting, but the data I found was a computer printout. So whoever printed that out is behind all these events. Well, sweet, right? Don't you feel better just knowing that? Yes. Don't suppose these reports mention any kind of name? I believe it wasn't Erin's name, but rather Sindel Rage. So that's our guy. Okay, let's go. Alright, we know who we're looking for. Dude, Moku really ate a human there. I hope she wasn't saying that she was bussin'. Protective shutter, please insert ID card. Is it not this one? Clank! Anyway, cool story, little bro. Now I'm gonna burn you on fire. Yo, it's that robot from Earthbound? Yeah, no, that person who told me that this chapter has a lot of JRPG references we're right. Like, this is pretty cool. Hey, Mikkel, welcome back. Yes, we love our Earthbound references here. Can't believe we already got the Touhou Mother playthrough here. A little earlier than we expected, but it's here. Alright, let's see what's below. Oh, we got some prisoners. If I'm gonna turn into a monster, I'd be happier getting eaten by a yokai. Why am I laughing? Because I'm gonna die, and I should laugh about it while you've got the chance. Laughter lets you ease into death. Ah, that's how you gotta treat things. I'm telling you, it's futile. Oh, we are so cooked. Oh, you. I can tell from the color of your face. You're living humans. If you're here, and I suppose this is what I have to say, you've seen them, haven't you? And killed them too. Those monsters who don't even look like human anymore? Those ill-fated kidnapped people. Once we're here, we're not leaving. We're beyond help. We're just test subjects, monster bait, and we just have to wait our turn. But you're different. You're alive, and you're outside this cage. Don't let this tragedy go on. Here's the ID card to the chief's room. Hey, it's an ID card. W. Where'd I get that, you ask? Where'd I get that, you ask? One of the patrols dropped it. Easy, huh? This is all I can do for you. I'm begging you. Kaede, please just let me meet her one more time. He eats sandwiches like the original boss, but you don't need to Runaway 5 to beat it. Oh, that's right! Yeah, it's that boss that the Runaway 5 beats. God, I miss Earthbound. Such a good game. Alright, fuck it. Maybe, I wonder, the next time I put up a poll for what new game I should do a stream playthrough of, is it time for the Earthbound replay? Like, vanilla Earthbound 2. We already did our time with the Halloween hack. Bro, Ogaten is playing Uni 2 ranked in VC? Oh god, oh fuck. Oh god, yeah. That's another Ogaten moment right there. All I gotta say is I hope Ogaten's winning over there. Cause if not, oh boy. Yeah, sometimes the fan devs can just lock in and make a surprisingly dark story. It happens. Anyway, I see I'm missing 2 ID cards, so I need to go do a little backtracking. Oh, didn't even give me a second to move out the way. Alright, it's fine. I'm gonna just hit you with a firewall. Alright, just to make absolute sure, let's see where I get the other 2 cards. Oh wait, I didn't realize I had these. Okay, so strong parts increases a robot's max HP by 10. Okay, so I can use these to boost up the Marissa. Come on, get some more XP. Get some more HP. Not like I'm using those for anything else. Ah, so apparently I'm supposed to get the ID card O from the Asakura fight, but for some reason I don't have it in my inventory? Hold on. I gotta go check back at that area, because that's weird. Go to floor 7. Actually, let's go back to basement floor 3. See if there's anything we missed there. Oh, there it is. Processing data, dried human flesh into Yaguko rapid drugs. Oh god, and we still have these in our inventory. I haven't used any yet, luckily, but if we eat those, we're eating humans. Yeah, that is disgusting. Open this up. Yeah, code drugs and an ID card. Okay, we got 3 of them now, so 1 more. Which I thought was supposed to drop from that Asakura fight. I'm still confused on that. I guess let's just go down here and see where else I can get it. Alright, WLF. Come on. Just need O. Okay, I see the problem. So, for that Rikako fight, I had to kill everything else around her before that. I was just like spamming my AoEs so that all the rope, everything can go down pretty fast, but that resulted in Rikako not dropping her ID. Welcome back, Smasa. How's it going? Not much, just running errands. I see. Hold on, let's look around before we accept defeat. Because I'm sure the devs must have thought about this. Alright, let's go down here. These are just elevators. If we go up here... this is just back to the entrance. Yeah, what Trails games would you recommend? I would say play Trails in the Sky. The first game got a remake not too long ago, and whatever modern system you're playing on should have it. So, yeah, play Trails in the Sky. Oh, you only have Sky first. Get Zero and Azure. Sure, get those. Recognized. Oh, okay, it still counts. Alright, we're not cooked. Oh. You should have knocked first. Have some manners, So you're the mastermind. My, you seem like a powerful lady. Oh, I apologize. My name is Sindelman. The dead yet alive Sindelman. Princess, your detective work then was investigating these events. Aaron, why? I believed in you. Why would you be so cruel? How could you play with people's lives like this? Oh, I can't say I'm fond of how cruel sounds, but fine, if you like. You seem prone to reckless courage, so let me explain to you. To be brief and to the point, we are studying the art of reviving the deceased. The deceased? Precisely. We already know that, with the Harai elixir, it is possible in this world to grant one still living eternal life. But what of the deceased? Even there they cannot be revived. Rather, they get sent to the Neverworld. That is why we research a means to conquer death. And why would we do this? To achieve mankind's dream of transcending death. Enough! Who gives a crap about your dream? There's no damn good reason to kidnap and murder people. It seems such an ordinary person couldn't ever understand. Even great achievement must have such sacrifices. But things have gone rather... The human body can be revived, but not the spirit, it seems. They're reborn as monsters, and the person and memory is lost. Their cells degrade quickly as well. Their lifespan is only about a month. I lack materials necessary to my experiments. That's why, every day, I must restock my ingredients. Do you comprehend now? If so, since you made it here, you must be quite skilled. You'll be perfect test subjects for my latest creation. Doctor, please wait. I thought you promised you wouldn't hurt them. I will not let this opportunity pass. Come, Death Knight, give these girls a painful end. Talking about rebirth to the person cursed as immortal. Like, that's really gonna matter to her. It's coming! Alright, let's cast Flare. Free houses! I wish I could say that was free houses, but this game came out way before that game. Yeah, no, we still got one more boss to go. We definitely have another boss to go if if the final boss theme isn't playing yet. Anyway, let's see. It's a mochi. The one thing I found out about East 8 is that Adel's English VA also voices a character in the recent Digimon game, actually. That, I believe he does. Doesn't he voice... I guess he voices... Does he voice like a protagonist Cyber Sleuth? Not Cyber Sleuth. Time Stranger. Oh, we gotta get you back up. Oi, quit it! Immortal, yet she keeps dying. Guys, is Moku actually a fraud? Now, to be fair on Moku, she does have a self-healing attack. It's just I can't use that while I'm casting Flare. That face. Where have I... What am I? Why am I in this body? You're from Miss Kaine's. I remember. You're Watanabe's father. Tell me, my son, is he doing well? Yeah, he's safe at Kaine's. I see. That's wonderful. It's always good to see parents thinking of their children. Just before death, his memory came back. It seems I made a step forward. I won't let this stand. No, you idiot! We must run! Against Aaron, we're at a disadvantage. Princess. I'm stepping down from this research. You broke a promise. We can work together no longer. I don't care about money anymore. I'll just need to find another way. What are you up to? Too bad, really. You were the only one who understood my genius. If you'll not assist me anymore, you're no use to me. Time to disappear. Too bad. I'm not the kind of girl who can be erased so easily. I have no reason to fight you. I had something more suitable planned for you. Come, devils of the depths. I summon you from the darkness. Oh no, the bunnies! Do you remember these girls? No. By no, I believe you mean yes. When you were to take back your princess, you betrayed your orders and killed these Lunarian soldiers instead. And I'll have you know it's no use attacking me, for I did not order them at all. Their hearts are full of anger and hatred for you. They wish to kill you of their own volition. Do you understand why undead like these would want to attack the living? These girls hate the living, and death is a painful thing. What they seek is companions. But I heard their wish of life, and I granted it. Although granted, perhaps not in the most satisfying of ways. How long have they waited to kill the one who killed their brethren? Come on, Aaron, you gotta lock the fuck in. Miss Moku and the princess. There's still things we gotta ask you. Leave this to me and escape with Kaguya. I understand. I'm sorry. Pull, Yuri! You are in the way! Get out of it! Oh dang, we're still going. Yes, actually, he also voices Hector in Romancing Saga 2. I do gotta play Romancing Saga 2. Never played it myself either, so I could not tell you what it's like, but I hope it's good. Anyway, let me put this up so I can get some healing. I'm pretty sure that's the game I heard people dropped at the final boss because it's that bad. Oh, that's not a good sign then. Right on. And I learned El Phoenix. It's not over yet. The time to use it has come. Okay, it wants me to save, so let me save in this file. His name is Sindel Rage. He usually calls himself Sindelman. He's a scientist from the outside world. He came to Gensokyo and apparently he became a necromancer. A necromancer? A reviver of the dead. Basically, a magician who revives dead creatures as zombies or skeletons. So, Anne was cooperating with him for our sake. Was she? Yes, but I myself had some interest in his research. And also, Iente was in financial crisis. I was forced to cooperate for the money. So that's it. This is my fault. It's all because of my lazy lifestyle. I shouldn't have been a bum. Don't blame yourself, Princess. My own business was to blame too. Calm down. There's no point in arguing over who's responsible for what right now. The pressing matter here is, what is he going to do next? A robot. Did you see it? That giant robot is probably going to attack the village. What? What kind of weapon's on that robot? At the very least, it's equipped with a weapon I made that emits poison gas. Is he trying to massacre the whole village? If that happens, it'll have no small impact on the rest of Gensokyo. There's a robot in the basement of Mr. Rinosuke's store. Can't that fight right? Can't that fight it? Yeah, giant robot showdown. How did you know that? That won't work, I'm afraid. Hi, Roy. How do be you today? Oh, hey there, Neo. I'm doing okay. Currently just playing some more Touhou Live. I'm doing Moku story right now, and I'm definitely having a more fun time than with Yomu's. Anyway, how are you today? That won't work, I'm afraid. Right now, the only thing that can move it is a liquefied creature. If we had another month or so, we could get it moving with magic, but obviously we don't have time for that. He's going to act fast. It could be before the day is over. Crap, is this it? After we came so far? Marissa will go. Marissa will move the robot by filling it with her filling. Do you even know what you're saying? Liquefied creatures are used as fuel. You would never come back. Marissa will... Moron! There's no reason for you to get yourself involved in this. But if Marissa doesn't do it, then who will? If Marissa does it, she can save the children and their teacher. Marissa will do it. You're certain? You need to do this? Miss Kaine, this is cruel. She's speaking for the children. She wants to prevent their slaughter. She's the key that can do it. She means what she says. This is her last wish. Is now the time for us to grant it? Sometimes this world is irrational. Sometimes peace must come at the expense of some. We can't waste any more time. Let's prepare for takeoff. He also voices a character in Horizon Zero Dawn. Oh, brother. Not Horizon. Yeah, I hope things are better for you, Neo. I'm still kind of in that meh feel from yesterday, but I'm hopefully doing okay. The filling is complete. We can leave at any time. Thanks. Aaron, you'll need to leave now. The three of us are going. I'm not sure how to say this. There are people out there who know courage like you do are few in number, but the amounts you can save with that courage are immeasurable. I'm glad I was able to be here, even if I was the fool who caused it all. May you be happy. Start the main engines! Vernier units normal. All systems green. Moku, Miss Kaguya, Miss Patchouli, and YDMTE4, for the sake of the human village. Go! Patchouli Robo, take off! Here we go, boys. Mech fight. Oh, and when I'm so close, send out the tanks! We need more time! Here we go. Da ba da na na da na da. Let me get Patchouli. You know what? Let me get Patchouli on the layout. I know I usually only put one character, but I feel like she has to be here. His face. We doing Super Robot Wars now. Where's Nova when you need him? You can chill right here next to Moku. Alright, let's go. Flower tank. Right on. Hell yeah. Here come the next. They're trying to stall us until theirs gets going. Don't let that happen. Babylon kick is crazy. Evil Eye Sigma cameo. Yep. Wait, Leak Blade? Patchouli, what are you doing? He's kicking your shit in. Is it armored? It's not taking damage. What are we supposed to do? If we're ineffective on the outside, let's attack the inside. We'll smash it from within. Got it. Get on the two-person escape pod. I'll shoot you somewhere you can enter. Use this to stay in touch. Hey, it's a comm unit. Destroying it unarmed will be difficult, so there's a bomb in the escape pod. Use it. I'll watch you from here. I'm counting on you. All ready. Let's do this. This is the robot's interior. I'll head down to the reactor. Moku, head up to the control room and defeat whoever's in charge. Got it. Alright, let's charge it right in there. Get some dead soldiers. Man, really? Really? Alright, fine. I'll get close to them. Nope. Wait, that's not what I wanted to use. Anyway, I meant to use pyrokinesis. So let's try out your new move. It's like she's using Burning Phoenix Flare from the Tail series. Come on. You stay in my path. Dude, what is this game even about anymore? I beat the guys in the control room. There should be a switch to open the reactor door. Press it. This one? I've reached the reactor. Time to place the bomb and escape. About that escape plan. What's up, Kaguya? It doesn't look like I can escape. Moku, it's dangerous there. It's leaking liquefied human. You'll be liquefied too. Kaguya, I'm coming to help. Don't come for me. You need to escape now. I'll be fine. No way, I can't let you do that. Get away from there, or you'll be done. Get out of there quick. Kaguya, you knew this would happen all along, didn't you? You knew, and still sacrificed yourself. I'm gonna be okay, believe me. End communications. Kaguya! Of course I knew, but if I told you, you wouldn't have come. This was our affair to begin with. There was no need for you to get involved. You have many friends who would miss Kaine and the children at the school. Don't disappear like this useless woman. And now, I get to blow up like Oppenheimer. May I rest in peace. Is that idiot going in alone, trying to look cool without Kaguya? Who am I? Who am I supposed to fight? What am I fighting for? In my great search for materials, I have come across something unbelievable. Liquefied essence from an immortal. Surely, it would be an inexhaustible fuel. As much as I hate to lose this robot, this is far more valuable, so I'm perfectly fine with it. Why you? It's all materials to you. Everything's damn lab supplies. How can you be so uncaring? I don't see why you can't understand. I'm merely accomplishing my dream of transcending death and becoming immortal. Although, given your immortal body, you're hardly human at all. Yes, that's why. You're not a human. You're a monster, with its own flawed mind. Of course you don't understand. Shut up. Maybe my body ain't human, but my spirit will always be. Now it's time. Right, Kaguya? Holy doomed Yuri. Okay, now at the final boss of the chapter. And this is why you don't piss off the Phoenix. Exactly. Oh hey, welcome to my tile. You're gonna take damage while you're here. I hope you're okay with that. Uh-oh. Like a phoenix, I raise anew. Easy. Easy. I can definitely see why Toby Fox likes this track so much. Oh, absolutely. I get why this track is so popular. Megalomania is such a banger. Kaguya. The robot was pretty trash before, but I don't think that fight helped. Is the whole thing going down now? Crap! I don't want to give up on Kaguya. I want us all to come home. Ah! Just wait, Kaguya. Someday I'll come save you. Because I'm not letting nobody get away without paying a debt. This is so sad. Alexa, play I'll Remember You from Trails of Cold Steel 2. Hey. Hey. Hey! Stop spacing out and lead us around. Huh? Okay. Man, this doomed Yuri went crazy. Alright, so that's, I guess, well, that's it for Moku's story. Alright, that's 4 stories down, and I believe 3 more to go out of the from what we're seeing. So that just leaves Ran, Sereno, and the Kadama. We'll have to decide who we're gonna do next week, because next stream after this is the next stream is gonna be on Friday, while I'll be playing Castlevania Symphony of the Night. Gotta save Sereno for last. Yeah, okay. We'll leave Sereno last then. Next stream we could probably do the Kadama story. And then if we have more time after that, we'll do Rand's story as well. Okay, yeah, here it is. Here are the last ones. Astro streaming, by the way, so you can raid. Oh, perfect. Alright, raid. Let's see, raid Astra Raxel. Alright, guys. Thank you all for joining. Glad you guys could stop by for some more Touhou Live. I'll see you guys back on Friday for Castlevania Symphony of the Night Maria Mode. See you guys next time. Peace.